Welcome back. My name is Dr. Obi. I am an educator and a researcher in cybersecurity ethics and data. I teach a course called Introduction to Data Warehousing. I started teaching this course in 2020 when a colleague who used to teach it retired. I decided to redesign the course. I redesigned it not only because I wanted to integrate learnings from my previous experience as a database developer and an ETL developer, but also because I wanted to integrate today's marketplace requirements like ETL development into the course. In case you're wondering how and if professors get to design their own courses in higher education, that's a topic for another time. But for now, the short answer is yes. With some guidelines, we have the flexibility to design and develop our own courses. So what I did was to use the BI and data warehousing architecture as a rough blueprint to design the class. In this way, students learn each aspect of the data process and can choose which aspect of the data supply chain to focus their career. In case you're wondering what the BI architecture or data warehouse architecture looks like, it is a diagram that depicts the four main stages of how data is generated, modeled, designed, transformed, and integrated, and moved to different homes, and then visualized for decision-making in the organization. The BI architecture shows all of these. A typical BI architecture includes four main components. The first is the data sources. These are the origins of data, which can be internal, like transactional databases, or external, like public databases or files from outside the organization. The second component is the data integration layer. This is the ETL layer. This layer consolidates data from various sources, transforms it, and moves it to a destination database. The third layer is the data storage layer. This is typically the destination, which could include the data warehouse, data lakes, data marts. The fourth layer is a data presentation. The primary focus of this layer is to deliver insights to end users through reports, through dashboards, and visualization. In essence, my class is divided into the four main aspects to represent the four phases of the BI architecture. However, I do not teach it in the same order as the BI architecture, which is 1, data sources, 2, ETL, 3, destination, and 4, presentation layer. I do a swap and I teach data sources 1, and then I teach the destination. And then I move on to do the ETL and the presentation layer as a fourth layer. The reason is that one must learn and build the sources in the destination before designing the bridge that connects them both. So learning it this way allows for a more seamless transition between the stages. Okay, so where were we? In the first quarter of the course, I lay the foundation for traditional databases, data warehouses, business intelligence, and the importance of data and data literacy in organizations today. I also work with students to learn the use cases for data warehousing in organizations. I do this on the first day of class. I know. Many professors I know use the first day of class for syllabus week. Syllabus week is where the first day of a class is a slow and an almost do nothing day. And we only review the syllabus and call it a day. In my other courses, I do that. I use the first day as a syllabus day, but not for this one. I'm usually so excited for this one. I have a lot to cover, and I'm usually pumped to show students all of what they can do with the course. In the same first quarter of the course, we learn T-SQL, we learn relational databases, data modeling, which includes conceptual modeling, logical modeling, and physical modeling. And then we learn how to re-engineer a database. In the second quarter of the course, we learn data warehousing, we learn dimensional modeling, we learn how to design star schemas and slowly changing dimensions as we practice what we learn each time we're in class. Then in the third quarter, we learn ETL using SSIS, which is SQL Server Integration Services. This is where we learn about data integration and transformations. This is the most fun part of the course. For me, at least. I believe my students also enjoy this part. They can see how what they learned in the first and the second quarter come together. Finally, in the fourth quarter of the course, we learn data visualization using Power BI. When we come to this stage, I notice my students light up. They really like this part. Power BI is fun to work with. It has so many bells and whistles. We cannot get to most of them, but we do cover the core concepts of data visualization. This is really when all of the quarters, 1, 2, 3, and 4 come together. My students can see the data model. They can play around with Power BI and design some reports to showcase their full circle experience and their learning. Of course, I give assignments along the way. The last assignment is designed around a case study where each student has different case studies with a problem, where students get to use all the skills they learned from all the quarters to design a data model, conceptual, which has ERDs, and logical as well as physical model. They design a database, they create a data warehouse, they create ETL packages to integrate data, and then they design a report that tells a compelling business story. And oh, by the way, I sneak in discussions where students practice to talk the talk. That is, they describe what they learn in front of the class, or they do it by video format. I encourage students to practice talking tech, because if they do, they will be able to do it with a hiring manager, with a technical recruiter, or just anyone who wants to engage them in a discussion about what they learned. No one will know what you know unless you can describe it to them. By the time students are done with this class, they should be ready for entry-level or junior-level roles like a junior database developer, with job expectations that include creating database structures and schemas based on what the business needs, writing T-SQL scripts and stored procedures for querying and manipulating data, troubleshooting and optimizing databases. They can also do roles or job like junior ETL developer, with expectations that include extracting data from different sources, whether it's databases or files. They can transform the data. They will be able to load the transformed data into a data warehouse when it's ready. Another role that they can perform after taking this class is a junior business intelligence analyst, with job expectations that include building interactive dashboard reports that help users visualize data. They will be able to fulfill requirements that require experience with BI tools like Power BI, knowledge of SQL, data modeling, data warehousing principles, problem-solving skills with designing dashboards and reports, communication skills to explain insights to non-technical stakeholders, presenting data-driven insights and making recommendations for business strategies. I enjoy teaching this class. I enjoy seeing my students succeed. And oh, by the way, before I wrap up, I just have to say one thing. The one complaint that I do receive from my student that's consistent is that I tend to go fast on the in-class exercises. Now, I am working on this and I am getting better every time. I believe I'm improving by slowing down a bit and giving students a heads up on what we will cover well before we actually do it.
Another thing that I do is try to improve on the course every semester. So for the next semester, I am thinking of adding other tools, other ETL tools that students can learn from.
There you have it. This is what it's like to teach a college-level introduction to data warehouse course. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you have any questions or need more information, drop a comment below. See you next time. Thanks for watching.